Well, this officially marks 1 year of weekly rotations. It's week number 52. Stay tuned. So starting off on Sunday, I didn't go with anything in particular. I didn't have anything in mind. I just kind of looked at the shelf that I have right here. This one caught my eye and I wore it. John Varvatos Vintage, the Justin Copeland Special, because when I look at this, I think of Justin Copeland because he's the reason I bought it a few years ago. Very, very good fragrance. One of the better offerings from John Varvatos. Beautiful, beautiful tobacco, bitter orange, rhubarb. It's really got a lot of character, a strong scent profile. Not the greatest performer, but not the weakest performer either. I actually get decent longevity. I get around 6 hours on my skin with this one. Not the biggest projector, maybe an hour and a half, arm's length kind of stuff. Moderate, average stuff. But the scent on this one, like I said, it's got a lot of character. It smells really good. It doesn't strike me as your average fragrance, your average masculine fragrance, because it's got a lot going for it. It's got a little bit of citrus, but it's a bitter citrus. It's got a little bit of tobacco mixed with some rhubarb and a little bit of suede. It's so well blended. It's such a lovely scent profile. And it's one that if you haven't checked out, I suggest you do, because in my opinion, if there's one fragrance to get from John Varvatos, it's vintage. And then out the shower that night, same thing. It's not a usual suspect that I sprayed out the shower. Why I was in the mood for it, I don't know. But I went with Calvin Klein Eternity Aqua. It's my little 30 ml. That's why it's got a little cap. Essentially a matured Polo Blue EDT is how you can look at it. It performs a little bit better than Polo Blue EDT. I used to have a bottle of Polo Blue EDT years ago, and then I followed it up with a 50 ml bottle of this that I went through years ago, and then the last go round I had got this on clearance for like $8. That's why I grabbed a 30 ml, and I just have so many that it's hard to reach for this one. I forget to, there's a lot of fragrances I forget to reach for. They get lost in the shuffle. That's the downside of having a lot of anything, is sometimes you don't get to enjoy certain things as much as you'd like to. This being one of them. So that's why when I saw it, I said, you know what? I'm gonna wear it out the shower. I'm glad I did, because it's a beautiful scent profile. If you like Polo Blue, you'll definitely love Eternity Aqua from Calvin Klein. Moving into Monday, to help with a case of the Mondays, to really get some enjoyability out of the day, it never hurts to bust out Zaharoff Signature Pour Homme. Beautiful lavender, lovely, warming, resinous myrrh and frankincense. It's just a beautiful fragrance. It's a very warm, spicy fragrance off of my skin. Very woody, and like I said, very, very resinous. Love the way this one smells. It's one of my favorite fragrances. It was only right to wear it in the 1 year anniversary of this format, my weekly rotation videos. I thoroughly enjoy it. I always have, ever since the first time I smelled it when I had a sample forever ago. And I just love this juice. I'll always have a bottle. I'll always make sure to have a few sprays on hand because I just enjoy it that much. It's truly signature scent worthy, but for me, it's more of a dressier occasion. I would wear this one, polo shirt on up, in my opinion. It's definitely worth owning, for sure. If you haven't gotten a sample yet, there's always samples available from the link down below, or you can go ahead and get yourself a bottle. Zaharoff Signature Pour Homme. One of my favorites for sure. And then out the shower that night, I switched it up from something very warm to something very fresh and aquatic. Penguin Ice Blue. This is one of the usual suspects out the shower for me because I do like to spray this one quite often. It's just a woody aquatic, It's simple. It gets the job done. It's a moderate at best performer. It just smells fresh and clean. Fresh and clean is the way to go out the shower for me. And on Monday night, that was Penguin Ice Blue. Moving into Tuesday, the two fragrances I wore on Tuesday is a new favorite and an old favorite. So the new favorite is Amouage Enclave from the Renaissance collection, one of the newest releases from Amouage. This fragrance is beautiful. B-E-A, beautiful. type of beautiful. This stuff is so good, guys. If you like minty fragrances, this is one of the better minty fragrances I've ever smelled. The spearmint oil and the cardamom up top are so good together. There's a little bit of pink pepper as well. There's just a beautiful minty sweet spice that this stuff has going for it, with some leather in the background later on. It's got kind of a spearmint gum opening, if you will, without having the Invictus bubblegum thing going for it. It's not that type of bubblegum. And it's crazy powerful off of my skin. It is so powerful. If you haven't seen my full review on it yet, I'll put that right there for you guys. Sample this one, guys. This is a must try in my opinion. This is definitely one of my favorite fragrances to get my hands on this year. And it just so happens to be my first Amouage fragrance. Very happy to have this one. And then the old favorite, I was just in the mood for it out the shower. Not a usual suspect for me out the shower. Cambridge Night from English Laundry. And I purposely went with my loose bottle that is a weaker performer. This is 4 to 5 hours maybe in the longevity. Same smell, same scent. Oh man, I love Cambridge Night. It's definitely my favorite English Laundry fragrance. I do have an older style bottle. I have 2 of the older style bottles that came in the full presentation with the darker transparent red glass that performs better. 8 to 10 hours longevity. Every time I talk about English Laundry now, I make sure to give you the disclaimer that you want to look for the full presentation boxes, because those are the ones that perform. The loose bottles, I don't know, for some reason, testers or whatever they are, the bottles are a little bit different and they perform weaker. Still good fragrances. I mean, for 13 bucks, it's hard to beat. But this is definitely, when I want to smell Cambridge Night, this is the out the shower version for me, because it's the weaker performer. Out the shower on Tuesday, Cambridge Night. Moving into Wednesday, it was an Aventus smelling type of day, both for my daily wear and out the shower, because I had a good shave that night. So I went with Spirit of Kings Matar. I actually did a full review on this one as well. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put it right there for you. This is a smoky batch of Aventus, essentially. Gorgeous presentation, beautiful sprayer. And it's a niche fragrance. High quality oils. It's not cheap. It's not crazy expensive, but it's not cheap. It's a smoky batch of Aventus. Above average performance. Not quite a beast mode fragrance, but definitely above average performance and an above average scent quality. This is definitely niche through and through. It's available only from nicheperfumes.net as far as I know. I'll have it linked below if you guys want to check it out. It's not an affiliate link or anything. It's just there for convenience. This is great. I'm glad this is the one that I picked out from Spirit of Kings. The whole house is derived of niche versions of other fragrances. Popular fragrances. This is, now Creed Aventus is a niche fragrance. This is just an homage to what the smoky batches used to be of Creed Aventus, because this is a smoky batch. And so now I have my 19S11 Creed Aventus, which is pineapple heavy, and I have Matar, which is a smoky batch of Creed Aventus. So now I got the best of both worlds. Very happy to have Matar from Spirit of Kings. And then when I got out the shower that night, I needed to shave, so I grabbed my Zaharoff Emperor shave soap and followed it up with the aftershave splash. This is essentially a pineapple-y batch of Aventus is what they were going for. Very, very good stuff. Very affordable. I think it's $10, $12, $13 for a 100 ml splash. Very good skin feel. This is the bang for your buck brand when it comes to wet shaving for sure with Zaharoff. And then Emperor, it's the way to go for an affordable version of wet shaving products that smell like Aventus. And out the shower that night, that's what I used. Moving into Thursday, my absolute favorite cheap fragrance ever, Salvatore Ferragamo Acqua Senziale Blue. Sure, not for everybody. I know there's a lot of people that have went out and bought this fragrance because I rave about it. And I appreciate you trusting my opinion. And I know not everybody has liked it. And not everybody's gonna like every fragrance. That's why there's so many fragrances, for one reason anyways. And I really enjoy this one. And I thoroughly enjoyed wearing it on which day was it? On Thursday. I thoroughly enjoyed wearing it on Thursday because I just love the way this smells. It performs on my skin. It's versatile. It works in any situation. It puts me in a really good mood. I tend to get good reactions when people smell me and make it a point to want to tell me that they smell me, essentially. My wife likes the way it smells as well, which is always a positive. And it's very, very cheap here in the US from discounters to get your hands on. Aqua Senziale Blue, my favorite cheap fragrance, and my favorite blue fragrance at that. Then out the shower, wife was very happy that I wore this because she loves this scent. It's essentially a spicier version of Acqua di Gio. It's Perry Ellis 360 Red. I don't wear it that often, as you can see by not many sprays missing. Saw it sitting right there on the shelf. I said, yeah, why not? And immediately when I walked in the bedroom after I showered, first thing out of my wife's mouth, ooh, what are you wearing? That smells great. What is that one? I told her, she said, wear that more. So have to start busting this out a lot more. It's cheap. It performs better than Acqua di Gio. It's a little bit spicier, which kind of works in my favor because I love spicy fragrances. 20 bucks for 100 ml. Rack stores 50 ml like this, 15 bucks, 13 bucks. Hard to beat. They just work and they're cheap. Out the shower that night, Perry Ellis Red 360. Moving into Friday is a relatively new fragrance to the collection. I bought it while I was in Colorado Springs, like 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago, whatever it was, about 2 weeks ago. Grabbed it in my Marshall's haul when I was rack store hunting. Hugo Man Extreme from Hugo Boss. I've been spraying it on my arm, really testing it, and finally got to give it a full wearing. That super synthetic green apple. It's pleasing though, and it's powerful off my skin. It really is. I featured it in my Cheap Beast Mode Fragrances video recently. It's loud off of my skin. It really is. Not super long lasting, 8-9 hours, still really good, but it's just so loud for that first 2 hours off my skin, especially that first hour. It's really, really, really in your face in that first hour. I don't know if everybody else gets that experience from this fragrance like I do. 30 bucks for a 100 ml. Not too bad to see if it's going to be the one for you. If you like the original Hugo Man, or if you like Calvin Klein Eternity EDP, this is kind of like a little bit fresher, more powerful, about the same type of power, just a little louder version of Eternity EDP, essentially. And you can get it for about the same price for 100 ml. This just is a little bit fresher because of that strong apple note that this one has. Very crisp, very good for the spring and fall, in my opinion. And I definitely enjoyed wearing it. I'll be wearing it again very soon. And that's Hugo Man Extreme. And then when I got out the shower that night, we got even fresher. F Free Time from Salvatore Ferragamo. You know, I spray this one pretty much out the shower exclusively. I don't think I've worn it casually, but maybe one time. It's pretty much something I reach for out the shower because it's right within arm's reach. When I sit in my office chair, it's right within arm's reach on the eye level shelf right here, and right there. So it's very easy grab for me, very easy reach, and it smells very pleasant. It smells kind of like fresh lemonade in the opening, a little bit of vetiver in the dry down. It's a very, very fresh fragrance. It's very cheap. I pretty much love just about everything Salvatore Ferragamo does. It's kind of my brand from a designer standpoint. I really, really love this brand. Out of the shower that night, F Free Time. Finally, on Saturday, I was just in the mood for it, and I'm so glad I wore it because I really love this new release. Zaharoff Signature Noir. I've featured this in yesterday's video as well, the Intoxicating Scent Trails video, because this is a sexy fragrance. Don't get me wrong, you're going to smell the original in here. I mean, this is the base DNA. This is a flanker to this, but this has a dialed up incense note. The citruses are there, the myrrh is still kind of there in the background. That's where you really detect the original from, because the myrrh is kind of the signature for Zaharoff Signatures line, and the incense is really what separates this one. It's dialed up so much. It adds a mysteriousness to the scent. It really adds the nighttime essence of what this fragrance is about, hence the name. It's an incense heavy fragrance with a lot of citruses and fruits up top to really just make this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful blend. There's still a little bit of the herbaceous qualities in there. I believe there's a little bit of fir balsam in here, but it's mainly those woods, that incense, and that beautiful, beautiful myrrh note. If you haven't checked this one out, they do have a restock coming. Make sure to get your name on that list and get your order made. Same thing, same link that you can get the free sample of Signature, the same link that you can order Signature Noir. And I urge you, get them while you can get them. Very, very good stuff. Then out the shower that night, I went with another English Laundry fragrance. I went from incense and fruitiness and myrrh to blackberry heavy Aventus. English Laundry London. The EDT, the weakest performer of the two. I have the EDP as well. I get about 5 hours with that one. That's the longer lasting one. This one's maybe 3 hours at best. But it smells frickin' incredible. This is one of the better smelling Aventus clones out there. It just has awful performance. That's why I like to use it out the shower when I want to smell like Aventus. There was a lot of Aventus type stuff in this week for me. I was just in an Aventus mood. You can find this one out at the rack stores easily. It's a release from 2018 if I remember correctly. And like I said, it's a blackberry heavy version of Aventus essentially. And with subpar performance for sure. But out the shower that night, English Laundry London. Well guys, that was week number 52, the 1-year anniversary of the weekly rotation. And until next time, do me a real quick favor, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. What did you wear this week? I know some of you that have been here from the first week of this video format when I decided to start doing a weekly rotation, because there's the same handful or so of people that always put their rotation in the comments. I fully expect to see those comments in here for this video as well. You know who you are, and I appreciate you for sticking with this format from start to finish and always watching the channel. Thank you to everybody that's pretty much told me I got to keep this thing going. So we're going to do more than a year. We'll just move on and we'll celebrate an anniversary every year, I guess. So be looking forward to week number 53. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of the fragrances that I discussed in this video and you give them a spray now, pretty confident you'll thank me later. Have a good one, guys.